Good afternoon. My name is Alan Schreiber. That's A-L-L-E-N-S-C-H-R-E-I-B-E-R. I'm a fourth-generation Nebraskan, a fourth-generation Republican, a former Army officer. I majored in geology at the University of Nebraska. I've studied the sand hills, the Ogallala Aquifer extensively from the people who literally wrote the textbooks about it. We've heard a lot of expert testimony here from oil industry shills saying it's all safe. We heard Ms. Tilkman's testimony about the Ogallala Aquifer and how there's limited risk, but in her bona fides, she failed to mention the fact that she was also paid by TransCanada to come up with those results. I have also co-authored an environmental impact statement for the proposed low-level nuclear waste facility that was proposed up in Boyd County many years ago. I was part of an independent commission that authored that. We're not paid by anybody that had interest in it. I'm one of the few people probably outside the State Department and Entrix who have read the environmental impact statement of the State Department from cover to cover. In my humble opinion, it is junk. It ignores many important topics that normally should be addressed in the environmental impact statement. It ignores the Environmental Protection Agency's own recommendations. It is a conflict of interest to use a contractor of the very oil company that wants to run the pipeline as your environmental impact statement. It's turning in somebody else's homework, and in the academic world, that's called plagiarism. As far as national security goes, we keep hearing we need to remove ourselves from foreign oil. Last time I checked, Canada was a foreign country. A pipeline carrying known carcinogens that will leak into the Ogallala Aquifer water supply is an act of terrorism if it's known to do so, and they do it willingly. It is no different than flying airplanes into the Twin Towers to put a pipeline through our water supply and allow it to leak toxic chemicals. As far as those toxic chemicals go, lacking in the environmental impact statement from the State Department is any sort of material safety data sheets. Well, thank very much to YouTube and one very good person in the state of Michigan, I have seen a copy of Husky Oil's material safety data sheet for the tar sand crude that's being cleaned up in Michigan currently. It is almost 50% solvents to make it thin enough to be pumped. It is composed mainly of benzene, toluene, and xylene, all known carcinogens, all on the EPA's banned list. As far as our national interests go, we keep hearing our president saying we need to increase our exports to other countries to get our economy back on its feet. We already have problems, we know here in Nebraska, trying to get our beef exported to Japan and Korea because of one little bone chip. What's going to happen to our grain markets in Europe, our grain markets in Japan and Korea, and our beef markets in Japan and Korea when there's a leak from the XL and it gets into the water supply that waters our cattle and waters our crops? We will never export one single item out of this country or out of this state again. As a lifelong Republican, I am proud to say that I was number 147 to be arrested in front of the White House on September 3rd protesting the Keystone XL. It is an act of insanity. And one of the things I learned very on in biology class is organisms cannot live in their own waste products. My question to the State Department is, why would you want to okay something which is essentially, pardon my French, crapping in the pot that we eat out of? Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 86.